Hello, and welcome to Week 7 of the Diabetes Education Program. My name is Connie Horton, and I'm a Certified Diabetes Care and Education Specialist with a background in nursing. Today, we are going to talk about goal setting. We also talked about this in Week 3. Today's session will be going over your current goal and how you're doing. We're going to look at your successes, your challenges. We're going to discuss if you need to adjust this goal a little bit or do you need to set a new goal. In dealing with your successes, I want you to think about how has working towards your goal improved your diabetes or overall health? What can you continue to do to work towards this goal? And are you ready to think about adding a possible new goal? We discussed about barriers in meeting our goal a few weeks ago. I want to point out that we've changed the wording that is in your book. The word used in your book talk about the inability to do stuff. This is such a strong negative word that suggests the issue cannot be overcome and is permanent. It was changed to difficult because, like many things related to chronic disease management, there are resources available that can help you succeed rather than having failures. I would like for you to turn your book to page 132 and 133 and to answer the questions that are there. Take some time when we look at these and think about your answers to these questions. The more you can cope with barriers, the more confident you're going to feel. Some common barriers to managing diabetes might be difficulty to live life well with diabetes, lack of confidence to manage diabetes every day, lack of support from family and friends, difficulty in getting diabetes supplies and medications, and it might be difficult to regularly get food that promotes health. If you scored a 3 to 5 on any question, then the barrier is unlikely to get away of your goal. If you scored 0 or 2 on any question, then this barrier may be affecting your ability to manage your diabetes. Let's talk about your challenges. Name a challenge you have had working towards your goal. How have you been coping with this challenge? Do you feel your goal is practical, measurable, realistic for right now? Where can you find support to help you cope with your challenges? I'd like for you to take out your goal-setting workbook and turn to page 1. Today is session 7, so we're going to go down the middle column under session 7. I'd like for you to put today's date in at the top of the column. If you need to change your goal from your SMART goal from session 3, you will write your changes here. If needed and you have a new SMART goal, you will write it here. Then you can write how often you're working toward the goal, the one from session 7 and the one from session 3. And then I'd like for you to think about what has been a benefit of meeting your goal. What challenges might get in the way of your goal, and how can you manage these challenges? If you're setting new goals, remember on page 2 in your book, you can look at some of the examples of the SMART goals here in the different lifestyle areas, such as eating better for you foods, being physically active, taking medicines, reducing risk of complications, healthy living and coping, and checking your glucose. We went over these in session 3, so I'd like for you to look at them again, and if you feel these goals might be helpful to you, you may choose one of them if you want to set a new goal. Or if you're still working towards your goal, then I would just keep the goal that you had from session 3. If you need to help on figuring out how often you're working toward the goal you have set, you can also go through step 2, 3, and 4 that's on the next page. I believe that's page 3 in your goal setting workbook. I'll give you some time to work on this, so you may want to pause the recording, but please come back and finish listening to the last few things that we have about week 7. Think about your successes and your challenges. And then for next week, you will need your Diabetes Basic Book, your food plan, My Food Plan pamphlet, Arkansas Department of Health Stamp Out Smoking, example food label, and handout on physical activity. These should be in your Week 7 packet. I hope you get to meet with your class next week and continue in the education program for the next class, Class 8.